I figured as much, but I just wanted to be sure. Uh, I, I mean, if you can just call me Shiver if that's okay. But listen, if you slip, that's totally fine. Just because there's someone from our school who would sometimes drop in into the chat and like name me by first name, and I'm like, hey, I, I mean, during my Twitch streaming days, people would know what I look like because I would use my webcam. Um, so that's an even greater identifier than just someone's first name. But for me, I just try to have a certain level of I can never pronounce this word. An an the state of being anonymous. An anemone. The sea anemone. So yeah. um. So so I no I don't. No, just because. Also, for the record, I'm streaming now, just so you're aware. Um. But just yeah, I don't know. I just like I understand there's definitely a benefit to having like your face being shown on stream because it gives the audience a face to connect to. But for me, I just kind of prefer to be as anonymous as I can. Just I don't know. I just don't. Excuse me. I don't know. I've always just kind of been that way for a while. Well, I've always been that way. So I just kind of prefer to stay anonymous. Yeah. So, oh, yeah, I got you. Hold on. Do you want me to create the arena? Or, okay, I'll create it. Just give me 1 sec while I send you the link to the stream. We can also use this as like a test drive because like you can let me know how the audio sounds because right now I have it set to it only picks up the mic and what my headset hears, which in this case is both you and the game. So you can let me know how it sounds. I put it in the chat and want to take a look. Is that not what you are? Uh, can you hear yourself? No, you can't. All right. How about? Give me 1 sec. Again, I stream so irregularly now that it's a little difficult for me to like actually. No. How about now? Say something. Just kind of like say a small sentence so you have enough to hear.
No, I didn't hear myself. Mm-mm.
No, not at all. Hmm.
No.
Dang. I
Oh,
wonder
wait,
what
no, it did. No, it did pick it up. Yep.
okay, so you can hear yourself now? Great. Okay.
Okay. Now I'm like hearing myself echo back. Okay, I turned it off. So,
Okay, cool.
okay, that's fun.
Oh, thank you. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um, I always just want to be sure just because like there are some times where I'll have so right now I have four settings when it comes to my stream. I have Discord audio, I have Elgato, which is the thing I use to like play games and like stream from that from. My headset
Mhm.
audio and then mic. So sometimes when it's just me playing by myself, um, I may have like Elgato and headset audio on. So what that means is the stream picks up both what my headset is playing and what the game is playing. So there'll be like a slight echo. So I'm always just like, oh, just want to be careful of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also the arena is open.
Perfect. I just joined. I think you're gonna play Tristan first. Well, also, I should introduce you to Tristan.
Hello, can you
Here
hear
go.
me?
Hello, yeah, I can hear you.
What is up, my
Nice.
man? How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing?
uh, Doing good actually. It was, pretty. I basically did nothing all day, which is not entirely true. Like I ran several errands, but I'm just like, you know what? I just kind of want to chill and have a good time now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel that. I was gonna have a really busy day of cleaning and stuff, but then Abby ended up having her friend over, so we just hung out and made mac and cheese. It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah, so we got a dirty house right now, but at least we're chilling.
We had mac and cheese, so that's.
So here's a question: how do you guys clean your house? And when I say that, I mean like, do you spend like the Saturday like cleaning the house, or do you like do like one part of the house like a certain day of the week? Does that make sense?
It's a little disorganized because it really just depends on how busy we are at work. So
Oh, okay.
I will, yeah. Usually it's like if it's a busy work week, which this week was nuts, everything gets left until the weekend.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Lately, like since the new year, I've been trying to be a little bit better about like, trying to keep up with the dishes every night. But
Mm-hmm. No, I get it.
as a, yeah,
Yeah, I feel like the bathroom and like kitchen deep clean we end up doing on like a Saturday or Sunday.
Right. Yeah. So the reason I asked
How
is
about you?
because I unfortunately use Reddit quite a bit, and
That's
and I and I follow a subreddit, or I'm a part of the subreddit called, I think, Ask Reddit. And I'll just like ask people like random questions or whatever. And one of the questions
Yeah.
that I saw once was like, what's something during adulthood that you wish like you had like known, or like what is a tip for adulthood that you wish you could use again, or like or that you give to people. And
Uh-huh.
and one of them was like, instead of like cleaning the house like all at once on a particular day, do like one thing like on one day. So like the bathroom on like Thursday, or in like the kitchen on like the next day, and like so on and so forth. That way, when it comes to the weekend, you've like freed up like the time that you would normally spend like cleaning the house to do whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like that sort of thing. But then again, it also depends on like, just like how much time you guys have, because like, if like work and everything, you just don't really have time to do whatever, then that would make sense. But it all depends.
Yeah, it totally does. And I feel like
Oh, I wanted to
we've-
save you.
I feel like we
So-
switched the day that we go to the grocery store to a day of the week.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
I feel like
mhm.
going to the store on a weekend, that really eats up weekend time.
No, I understand. Because
That's-
like, for example, today I went to the grocery store after I went to the bank to run an errand, and I think, all in all, going to the grocery store, it takes me like about an hour, like getting there, getting everything, bagging it, and heading back to my car, which, it's just an hour, but that hour I could spend, I want to say, like, after the gym on a Friday. It's like, all right, I've done it tonight, so I don't have to go do it tomorrow, and I can just kind of sleep in and do whatever. You know what I mean?
Right, definitely. No, it makes a big difference. Whoa.
No, that didn't. No, that didn't kill. Crap.
so true.
Being an adult is sucks, but I guess that's just a part of it.
I just had no idea how much cleaning was involved. I was very naive. I feel like he were. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
No, it's fine.
Shiver-
It's fine. You know what?
Sorry.
I'm not gonna like hold you to it. You can just call me my first name. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's cool.
Um,
What's up?
What was your college living situation like? Like, how many roommates did you have, and how did you guys deal with cleaning and all those adult duties? I feel like that's such
Yeah.
a big learning curve.
Oh yeah, I've actually never been asked that, which I think is an interesting thing. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name him just because
Yeah.
but I don't know if you've ever met my roommate. Like we would hang out a lot, and like you probably saw me with them like pretty often.
Yes, I think. Yes.
But so he and I were like roommates together in I'll just name the dorm because like, you know, the people don't know what school we're talking about, in Middle Hall. And then
Right.
and then sophomore year we weren't technically roommates, but like everyone from the previous year like was able to have their own room. So I kept
Mm.
our freshman year room, and he got like the room next door, which is big, and they were both like big enough to be like doubles. Um, and the reason I'm mentioning this is because like we we were both relatively clean people. I should have never kamikaze at the beginning of the match. That threw me the game. but but so we would spend like I want to say the weekends just kind of like sweeping and just I mean because you know what else is there to clean in a college dorm other than just maybe the windows and taking out the trash. Um,
Right.
so we would sweep. One of us got a Swiffer, and so I think instead of just like sweeping, we would just kind of use that, and not that that was enough, but that was more than sufficient for what we needed to do. And so that was that was how it was like our freshman year. Sophomore year, you know, we each had our own room, so like we didn't have to worry about that. Oh no. But then junior year was a bit different because I had like my own room again because I don't know if you remember, but I came back from studying abroad in the UK, and because of that he moved in into a different suite in like the Western Shore dorms, if you remember those.
Yeah.
And so like I really didn't have to worry about that. But then senior year, he and I moved in together into Montgomery, if you remember that one. It was like the closest one by the baseball field.
Nice.
And so
Yeah.
what we would do is, you know, we were both relatively clean people, and so we would just kind of Swiffer, do what we need to do. But then when it came to like the communal living, like you know, like the bathroom or the suite, we would just kind of like agree to do like you know things together. Like I'd be like, yeah, all right, at this time I got the suite. He gets the bathroom, that sort of thing, you know. But then again, I also just remember that there was also the custodial staff who did everything else.
Oh, right.
So I guess that was a very long-winded way of saying we did what we needed to do together, and I think we were
Yeah.
both fortunate enough to kind of be like-minded people to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, you're gonna do that, we're gonna do it together because we both understand that it's a shared thing, and if we don't do it,
Right.
then we're just never gonna get anything done. So
Yeah. No, that makes a huge difference when you're living with someone who has a similar cleaning pattern to you.
oh, for sure, yeah. And I think
Right.
I was fortunate enough to be one of the few, because you know how there's that joke. Oh, there's like that joke of
Oh no.
people who like meet their roommate in college and like become best friends with them.
Yeah.
And like you know like that's not always the case because I've definitely heard my fair share of horror stories from people at our school who like
Wow.
did like not even like their college roommate. Hold on, will this go?
Uh-huh.
Damn. Uh, um, and I think I was fortunate in that me and my college roommate like are still like very much the best of friends. Like even though we
Oh,
live three states away from each other, like we talk like every day. It never feels like we're apart, and it just feels
oh,
it just feels nice. So, oh my
yeah.
god. I'm so sorry. Do you know what we call that? The down air crit up smash. We call that the hose mat.
I think Hero has a very vast series of pose mad moves.
Yes, for sure.
I'm definitely a hoe that gets very mad at Hero.
uh, so yeah, he and I are still very much the best of friends, and I'm always great. So I'm not a religious or a spiritual person, but our meeting is definitely the closest that I come to believing in any type of fate, because
Oh,
because it's just like he and I are actually like very different people. Like
mhm.
we have enough similar interests, but like you know he likes sports, like I don't. Like
Uh-huh.
he's I'm not gonna name his position because you know privacy's sake, but he's a part of the law, and you know I what, what happened?
I don't know. Big finger slipped.
So you know like he's a part of the law, and I work in an office, and like he played lacrosse in high school. I was a part of like my school's like art club and everything. So, and blah 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 blah. And but even then, like we're still close enough because we found enough common ground to like just kind of be like, all right, we are very different, but we have this in common, and we're gonna respect each other and just kind of get along. And
Right.
like that's not really doing it justice because like he and I are like basically like brothers,
Oh.
and it's just and I that isn't to say that we don't butt heads every now and then about things, but
Of course.
it's just we kind of put that aside and just kind of be like, all right, we have enough shared experience between ourselves to just kind of like have a good time and not really
Yeah.
dwell on it too much.
That's so sweet. I'm so glad that you've had that experience. That's really great.
What about you and your college roommates?
Yeah, my first, I think, that I transferred to the college that we went to. So my freshman.
Actually, now that you mention that, that does sound familiar. Because you did your first 2 years elsewhere, right?
I did my first year at a different college,
Mhm.
and I had a really great experience with like a person. We lived in a suite, so it was like 2 bedrooms with 2 girls in each of them, and the girl that I met that was in the room with me, we're still like really great friends.
Oh, nice.
I love her. She's also like I feel like the freshman college roommate, it does bring out almost like a siblinghood because you're just like learning
Exactly.
how
Mhm.
they're outside the home for the first time in many cases for people. And she's just a sweetheart. The other 2 girls were just not really sweet girls. So it was just kind of challenging trying to like keep a friendly environment with them, and they also were not clean. So it was just in the other college that I went to, they didn't have like the custodial staff that would come through those like.
So if it didn't get cleaned, it just didn't get cleaned.
And we couldn't take it. Like we had to just clean their stuff because it was just
Right.
bad.
Ugh.
And then when I transferred to the college that we went to, I lived in Susquehanna,
Oh
the
yeah.
first year.
Mhm.
And that was fine. That was fun. And like I don't have like, and it's so funny you mentioned the cleaning because I felt like Sus was small, so it didn't really feel like there was a lot to clean. Like it
Right.
didn't really feel overwhelming. And then I moved off campus for the next like I lived off campus for 3 years, I guess technically, since I did like an extra semester.
Okay.
And that was where like my roommates did not like to clean. So that was
Great.
a jab. Ooh, Joker.
Am I facing you now, or am I still facing Tristan?
It's me now.
Okay.
If it's 0, it's me. But I
Okay.
really only play her. Like I'll play like Ridley sometimes, but like hardly ever. I know we were talking about the controllers recently.
Mhm.
My
Your GameCube controller came in.
yeah, it did, and I feel like I'm still getting used to it. So
Oh yeah, it's definitely a learning process. I guess kind of like breaking. What is the thing that ladies say, like breaking their shoes or like breaking their heels or something?
I
Yes.
just feel like that not as responsive.
Yeah.
Like I just slowly crawl backwards. That's not what I want to do.
I don't remember if I told you, but I definitely thought about like investing in a new controller. But a number of my friends said like it's probably not a good idea like to spend that money on a controller for a game that I don't play as frequently anymore.
Yeah, that's
But maybe if there's a new Smash game for the Switch too, then I might invest in it again. Though, someone in another Discord server that I'm in did actually give an idea of like a small theory that kind of made sense, where from the research that I found, it sounds like the reason it stopped working, the GameCube controllers, is from like the most recent system update. I think it's like 19 something from way back in September.
Mhm.
And the reason that could have And the reason that could have happened is because they're doing that so that it kind of forces you to buy the controllers for the next game. Does that make sense? And in a way that like I kind of see how that would make sense, but it just sounds like more conspiratorial if anything.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know like what's actually going on. Um, but yeah, I wonder. Do you think they'll come out with like an actual new like Smash game or like?
I mean, I'll put it this way: this game sold like 30 million copies, so there's no way they're not going to. But I think the question that a lot of people are asking, myself included, is Masahiro Sakurai going to be the director again? Because he's currently working on another game, but we don't know if it's like the next Smash game or like something else. Personally, I'm of the camp that I really, really, really hope it's something to do with like Kid Icarus. Because have you heard of Kid Icarus Uprising?
I haven't checked an interview.
I heard that they might be doing another one.
Yeah. So if you're just unfamiliar, because again I don't know what you know, Oh no punish. But Kid Icarus Uprising is Kid Icarus is the game that Pit, Palutena, and Dark Pit are from, and Kid Icarus Uprising is the most recent game of the series because the series only has 3 games: the original Kid Icarus, of Myth and Moss, I think it came out in 1986. God, I'm such a nerd. How do I know all this? Of Myth and Monsters came out for the Game Boy in like 91, and then after that, there just wasn't like a game. But then Pit was added to Brawl as a newcomer, and then they redesigned him in Brawl, and as Sakurai put it, they gave him a new design so that it seemed like his series kept getting games like as the years went by. So I guess so the comparison is with how Link gets a redesign in every like Zelda game. They kind of made it so that Pit kept getting like new games. So like they redesigned him, and so he took that new design for Pit and Brawl, and Palutena because she's in Subspace Emissary. And they made Kid Icarus Uprising because Satoru Iwata, when he was still alive, bless his soul, asked Masahiro Sakurai to make like a new game, whether it be I think Star Fox or Kid Icarus, and he ultimately decided on Kid Icarus. And so it came out for the 3DS in 2012, and it is. I don't want to like gush too much about it, just because but it is one of my favorite games of all time, and it is like one of my favorite pieces of media of all time, just because it is such an astronomically good game that was really held back by just being on the 3DS and like having like bad controls. But like it has a really good story. It's funny. It has a great soundtrack. It's a lot of fun. Like my one of my friends and I, like we would always just we bonded over it because like there's a multiplayer mode where you would like fight each other, and like we always like fought each other. We became rivals. So how in the story mode for this game, or I think in classic mode, excuse me, there's that feature where you can like bet more money to make it harder.
Oh no, I've never done that before. Have you tried that?
Well, so in this game in classic mode, they have that where you can like bet more money to make it harder, and you get more rewards, but it's harder. And so that feature comes from Kid Icarus Uprising because they called it the Fiend's Cauldron, where the currency in that game is hearts, and so you can bet more hearts to get like greater rewards and like a lot more hearts and things in return. But the game is significantly harder, and so the game. So it can go from all the way from 2.0, which is like the base, all the way to I keep taking the bait for that. Oh my goodness. But so it can go all the way from 2.0 to 9.0, and 9.0 is like incredibly hard. And the reason I mention this is because like, my friend and I had like kind of like a bet to see who could beat all the chapters on 9.0 first, and I actually beat him to it, and he never could because there were times that I wanted to snap my 3DS in half because of that. But
no.
Yeah, but the game is really fun, and we have a lot of memories for it. And so he and I are like really gunning that like that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
But again, we don't know because Sakurai, he's the director of the Smash Bros. Games, and only he can really do this series.
Wow.
But he also doesn't like sequelization, so we don't know. But whatever this game is, he's been working on it for like 2 years now, so it's definitely gonna get revealed at some point this year. But the question is when. I suspect that it may be like during the maybe the direct for the Switch 2 in April, which might be too soon, or it could be like for Nintendo's like direct for E3 in June. Who knows? We'll see. But the point is, I love that game so much, and it's just cope.
I love it. Yeah, Tristan and I were talking about that. I'm very curious, like, why April? Like, why? I don't know. Like, I feel like the summertime would make more sense to me. Do you have any thoughts about why they are releasing it in April? Like, the actual the new console?
Well, they're not releasing it in April. It's the direct for more information on the console. A lot of people... yeah. Although, so I listen to a lot of gaming podcasts, and I've heard that from them that there are rumors saying that it could release in June. But I don't really know too much about that myself.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought April was like the release date. That's
No.
Got it. Huh. Okay. Interesting. We shall see.
No!
Oi, 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 oi.
Am I throwing?
Oi.
Oh my god.
No!
If I had Arsene, that if I had Arsene, that definitely would have killed.
I know.
No! No! The time to get body true combo.
I love it. Tristan can do it. I can't do it.
I can't do it.
That was crazy.
Do you have to use your like dominant hand to go onto the like left stick to do that?
So normally, my thumb is resting on the left stick, but when I do that, I grab it with both my index and my thumb, and I just like twiddle it back and forth. So here, I'll show you. Hold on. So this is me doing it with just my thumb. It's hard, but when I grab both.
Wait.
What's funny in the water?
It does.
Wait, Tristan, try and do it. You could probably do it.
Oh, no. No, don't die.
Zero recovery.
You-
There she goes.
It's so disrespectful too. Just just go like that. All right.
Oh my god. Who do you like to watch stream? Do you watch any streamers for Smash or no?
Not really. Just because, like, well, that's not true. Do you know? I don't even know if I can say his name just because of all the controversy he's had. But do you know Nairo?
I don't. Tristan, he just went to the bathroom. I don't know if he knows.
Okay. Well.
He said no.
Okay, so I watch Nairo and his content. He streams, but I don't really watch his streams. So the thing for me is, I'm less inclined to watch people stream just because, to really be engaged in a stream, you have to like kind of sit there and like watch and listen and everything. Whereas for me, like I'm always kind of doing something else while I have the stream open. I lurk, as they say.
Yeah.
But. So he's really the only one pertaining to Smash that like I watch because he like makes videos, and I'm sure maybe you guys do this too. I really just watch like his videos while like have like a meal, like it's like eating videos. You know what I mean? So I do that. But I watch a bunch of like other streamers, but when I say watch, it's really just I follow them and I'll have their streams open while I do other things. So the main ones that I watch are, I can't really name them off the top of my head except for a few, but there's one named Cephalorock who does like Splatoon who streams. Pro Char
Okay.
who's also like Splatoon. And then there are like a few like art ones that I follow where they're just like always drawing and I just like have it open. Um, and then a few others where like they do like other things. Sometimes I'll have the Marvel Rivals like Twitch stream open just because like I just want to have something open. And so
Yeah.
you know I don't really actively watch streams, but like I'll just like have them open and I'll follow like people and support them by just lurking, because I think so. What I would do before is I would like have their stream open on Twitch, but then like just mute it. But then I had one of my former bosses at a job I used to have told me
Huh?
that doesn't count as a view actually.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, I don't know if it's true or not, but it sounds like it maybe. So what I do now is I have Twitch muted, like the whole site. So I'll have like a few tabs open, and the stream will be
Huh?
at max volume. But since the site is muted, I won't hear anything, and like that counts as a view. So you know, so to speak. I'm not really sure. Um,
Yeah.
and so I just do that. One person I do watch is her name is Bubblegum the Clown, and I actually met her at Anime NYC last year, which was really funny, like how we met, because I don't know if I ever told you. I might have. I think I did. So for Anime NYC last year, I cosplayed as San, you know, from Princess Mononoke, and
Okay.
I went 2 days. I went the Friday and the Saturday, um, and then on the Friday, I'm naturally a fast walker just because I always like want have somewhere to be, kind of in a way.
Uh,
And so since the Friday I was going alone, I'm leaving from the subway, heading to the Javits Center, and I'm just kind of like walking along, kind of doing my own thing, and then I pass by a girl wearing like a bright yellow cosplay. I don't know what it is yet, but it's whatever. And so I do that, and then apparently she tells me later that she saw me walking, and she said I have to catch up to this person, and like talk to them. And so because there's so many people heading into the Javits Center for the convention, at some point like the line just kind of slows down and comes to a crawl. And so she catches up to me, and she says, "Hey, I like your Princess Mononoke cosplay," and I go, "Oh, thanks," and then we start talking, and then I kid you not, for the next 3-4 hours, we just stuck by each other, like in the convention, and it was really cool. And turns out her yellow cosplay was Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's, and
oh.
and so she tells me at some point that she streams on Twitch, and I go, "Oh, really?" And then she goes, "Yeah." And so her name is Bubblegum the Clown, and since I personally know her, I like kind of will have her stream open. I'll lurk. I'll sometimes pop in and say like, "What's good, everybody?" or "I'm off to bed," like "Good night, everyone," that sort of thing. And then she'll be like, "Oh, be like, hey, thanks for stopping by, Masculine Shiver," and then it's cool. But this is all a very long-winded way of saying yes. I will follow people, but I don't like actively watch them.
That's fair.
What about you?
Yeah, I don't really. Kristen watches Cylintor. Do you know who that is?
Maybe the name sounds kind of familiar. What do they do?
I'll let you. This is locked. I wish you could see his face. He's like the most gay face.
He just plays Link, and I originally like just watched some tournament sets, and just got into him from there. He does like Twitch streams, but then he also like edits his own YouTube videos and makes like YouTube video abbreviations of them. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I like watching his YouTube videos. He edits them in a funny way too, that like keep it entertaining.
What's his name again?
Cylintor.
Was
His name Chris, but his streamer name is Cylintor. He's German.
Yeah, he's from Germany. He does his.
Oh no. I do like Germans. I guess. I don't know where I was going with that.
No, you're good. No, he does Does he stream in German too? But like most of his YouTube content is in English. But I don't know if he streams in German too.
No, it's all in English. He like tries to do German just because
Yeah,
he doesn't vibe with it.
yeah. I imagine like speaking in German would like kind of limit his audience or his reach.
Yeah. Everybody there speaks English anyway, so like why?
All right.
Yeah, but no, I watch him mostly just when I like do dishes and stuff mostly.
Yeah. So it's a little funny. Like part of the reason why I lurk like nowadays on a lot of streams is because I also play Fortnite. Just much to the chagrin of my friends, but I enjoy the game, so what of it?
Yeah.
But I so you know, in Fortnite they have the battle pass, which you know like get from level 1 to 100 and you get everything. But from level 101 to 200, you can like level up to gain extra bonus rewards. But you know, Fortnite is a game where you have to grind to get all that, which can be very difficult. And so what I do is I'll do like a little exploit, not really an exploit, but kind of like a tactic called the Lego Fortnite AFK thing, where I'll do a nigh like AFK like playing in the Lego mode because it counts as you technically playing. So there are times where I'll level up like 7 to 8 times in like one session outside of me just regularly playing the game and completing quests. So and it takes about 3 hours, and so I do that. But the thing is, they patched it, you know, Fortnite, so that you can't just be true AFK, where you have to like kind of move like once every like 15 minutes. And so what I'll do is I'll like have my character like bouncing on a trampoline for about like 14 minutes and 45 seconds, and then from there I'll hop on, like move around for like 30 seconds, and then like hop back on into the trampoline, and then like repeat until 3 hours are up. But the thing is, you know, I like to multitask and do other things, and so and I only have one monitor, so while the game is doing that, I'll have the stream open just so that my PC is registering as me quote unquote doing something, which in this case is me like watching the stream, so it doesn't like enter sleep mode, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really it.
Nice.
Yeah. Man, I haven't had a good chat with a friend like playing a game in a while, because most of the time I'm just like playing by myself, which is, you know, fine. But
Yeah.
it just feels nice, because like most of the time, like, you know, right now I'm replaying Super Mario Odyssey, and you know I don't really need to talk to anyone while doing that. But then there. Oh my God! How did you drift back like that? That was weird. But then, you know, when I play Splatoon, like sometimes like I'll like not really be, I won't really be talking to my friends, but like I'll just kind of be. So, oh my God, that was almost sick. Sorry, I'm like locked in a little bit, but also trying to like talk and like commentate, so it's a bit difficult. So I'm in a Discord server with some of my friends, but I try not to be as, I guess you can say, active in it, just because they do that thing where maybe you guys do it too, where like they'll like it'll be like maybe 5 to 10 people in a call at once, but like they'll be split off into like 3 different groups doing like different things. So like, you know, for example, recently in my case, like my friends will be like playing Marvel Rivals. One of them will be playing Balatro. Another one will be just kind of like chilling there or doing something else. And then sometimes I'll like join and like do my own thing. But I often don't like doing that because it just kind of feels like I'm talking to no one, if that makes sense. Because like if I'm just in a call and I'm not doing anything presently that everyone else is doing, then, you know, I'm just kind of there. Like, and it just sounds like I have them as background noise. And then at that point, like, what's really the point of just kind of being in the call? It just really feels like I overthink things to an excessive degree. But sometimes it just feels like I'm just doing that so I don't have to be like kind of sitting in silence doing whatever. You know what I mean? Like I would prefer to have some type of like noise. but then it doesn't really like help because it's like no one's really talking to me, no one's really like interacting with me or conversing. So it's like, at that point, like, why bother? And so this is all to say, sometimes when I play games, like, I would do that, but I try not to do that anymore, just because, like, again, like, like, at that point I'd rather just stream and, like, talk to whomever. So, but it's having someone to talk to is nice, is what I'm saying. Oh no.
It is.
I got scared.
He's scared of cats. He's allergic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually a cat person, but I'm actually allergic, which is, I think, the most ironically upsetting part.
Oh,
But
no.
Some of the best cats are the hypoallergenic.
Yeah. Yeah, I make a request. Oh, are you gonna play 2 out of 3?
we
What
can.
was your request?
No, you can play. Yeah.
What's your request?
I would like to play your Link.
My
I want you
Link?
to be- Yes.
Okay. Well, there's 3 of them in the game, so which one? Sorry. Yeah, I know.
Well, did you say, like, is your Linky Link, like the regular Link, is that the one that you have in Elite Smash?
Yeah, it's regular Link.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll bust him out. I don't play him often, so I'm not gonna be good. But yeah, I'll play him. Whatever chat desires.
Okay. Do you like playing Young Link or Toon Link at all, or just regular Link?
I don't really have a preference. I think so. The reason I play characters is because of the affinity I might have for them. So, for example, I when I played Breath of the Wild for the first time, I thought about maining Link for a bit because I was like, oh my god, I love this game so much. But then, he's a bit difficult for me to like know how to play, just because despite being like having really strong moves and like having like zoner capabilities, he's also like really slow. You gotta know how to like if you really want to shine with him, you have to like have technical mastery of like what's going on. Oh, I'm dead. But like he's like one of those characters, and so it's like like I'll play with him. I also just like swordies, so but yeah, I'll bust him out. Don't worry. Which is actually a fun fact. When this game first came out, I mained Pit and King Dedede. I mained Pit because Kid Icarus Uprising, and I love him so much.
Hey.
And Dedede just because it's Dedede. He's a fun character, or he's a funny character.
Yeah, he is.
But then, like, Pit is just too average in this game. Like, he's all right, but there are characters who like outclass him in like every aspect of what he can do. And Dedede is just kind of a bad character, like, overall. And so for a while, I was like, yeah, I made these characters, but it's whatever. But then I played Final Fantasy VII for the first time in 2021, fell in love, and then and now I'm in Cloud. So yeah. Which is actually kind of part of the reason what he took my jump. which is part of what I wanted to ask. Like, why do you main ZSS?
Yeah, I, like everyone else who ever has played Smash for the first time, played Kirby when we first got. Because like whenever I would play, like if like a friend was playing, like we were playing, I think I just did Kirby just because, like, duh.
Would you do would you do the little sibling technique of jumping into the air and then down being?
Oh, of course. Yeah, and just everyone when other people are fighting. But I think it was
Damn.
Tristan, you recommended that I try her because I had never like really tried any of the characters before because like I'd only played in like social settings where it's like I'm actually like learning a character. And when we got our Switch, I didn't really know who I should try or what I would like, and I think you recommended because that was like who I just started with, and then I did not go back.
All right.
And I didn't even really try to learn any other character besides her until like later on.
Okay.
I played Metroid. I didn't even. For the longest time, like I thought that Samus was like the male counterpart to Zero. Like I did not realize.
Really? Oh.
Oh yeah, completely uninformed about Metroid,
But
and not like I'm.
but that's actually
no.
that's actually the beauty of Metroid to begin with, because I mean I don't know if you know about Metroid like history, but when the first game came out in 1986, you know, at the, like Samus as a character is like badass in all regards, because again, sorry, I don't mean like I don't know what you know, so
No, like,
but when Metroid first came out, it was during a time when, you know, the game industry was still relatively young, but there was a lot of people who, like, you know, the protagonist was always like male, and so
Right.
when Metroid came out, Samus took out. Samus was just in her power armor the entire time, and so, you know, you would naturally think, oh yeah, it's a guy under there, but then
right.
but then I think if you complete the game or complete it under a certain time limit, which is as like Metroid games like are, she takes off her power armor, and so, and you know, and she was, you know, at the time it was just her in a bikini, but so it was like, oh my, like she's clearly a woman, and so like that was a big deal back then, because like she was one of, if not the like first like female like video game protagonists. And so, like, you know, and so, like, that was, like, a really big deal. And so the reason I mentioned this is because you kind of, like, by no fault of your own, kind of fell into that, too, where you're like, oh, you know, like, Samus in her power armor is, like, just a man. And it's like, oh, it's actually a woman? Wow.
Right.
So,
I know. It's amazing how we just unconsciously still. Sorry.
no, I get it. You're locked in. I get it. You get it.
No, but it is kind of funny how like we just unconsciously make these assumptions still, and I was so happy to learn that, and I did know that like she was one of the first.
Oh,
like,
you did? Okay.
Yeah, but not when I first started playing. And Ridley's cool. I like him.
Ridley is terrifying. Like, do you know how he is in the Metroid like lore? He's he's horrified. Like, I think like, I mean, do you know much about Ridley?
No, not in the game.
Okay.
I just mean like, yeah, no, like in Smash.
Yeah, so it's shown in games that like Ridley is actually like really like intelligent, like he's capable of speech, like he's cunning, he's like conniving and everything. He's also like a beast. Like I haven't like seen it myself or like read the manga, but like he killed Samus's parents for the fun of it, or because he could, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this man is a menace. So, but which, you know, which I think is a bit unfortunate, because in this game he's kind of, I don't want to say downgraded, but like he's kind of characterized as like just a beast. You know what I mean? Like as like a like not a mindless animal, but like just an animal, kind of like Bowser, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah.
That's how it goes. Have you played Dread?
No.
I think you should. It's a good game.
What kind of game is that?
Oh, I mean Metroid Dread.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, well, I played it. It's a lot of fun. It was, I think it was my second Metroid game, because I played Super Metroid like, oh my god, 4 years ago now. But then I played Metroid Dread when that came out, and it's a lot of fun. And I actually put like 40 hours into it, because I played it normally, but you know, in Metroid games, again, if you don't know, there's always a time limit. So if you can beat the game under a certain like amount of time, you get like, I don't want to say rewards, but like, you know, you'll unlock like maybe certain endings or like certain like cutscenes or whatever. And so, as with any Metroid game, if you beat the game in under 4 hours, you get like a certain ending or like certain like cutscene or image.
Oh, nice.
But then if you beat it in under 8 hours, it's like not as cool, I guess. And so I did both. Like I played it in under 4 hours, under 8 hours, and like I was like in it. Like I was having a grand old time. And you know, just Samus is just cool. She's just such a cool character. I love her so much.
No, I want to play.
Yeah, if it's ever on sale, I think you should pick it up.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
Poke.
Oh, my butt.
Yeah. My link is not very good, but it manages.
I don't want to hear
Oh,
You got
okay.
my
All right.
it.
That's a pretty fuego link right there.
Mhm.
That stage is always hard for me. It's like hard to tell the background.
Oh, for
Right.
the Fountain of Dreams.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's nice. I do love the music though, which is just an orchestrated remix of Gourmet Race, but I still think it's very nice.
This is like my favorite stage. I love this stage.
Kalos,
So pretty. Yeah.
do, 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 do you guys like Pokemon or play it?
Yeah, I played a lot as a kid, but I haven't played since like maybe Sapphire.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's been a while then.
Well, actually, no, that's not true. I played one of the ones on the DS.
Which one? Platinum, Diamond, Pearl, Black, White, or?
I think it was Platinum.
Okay, nice. Oh, that was my first game actually. A friend gave it to me and I like loved it. And then I bought Y when that came out in 2013, and then I bought Moon during like my first semester in college. I got to the fourth gym and then just never picked it up again. And then since then I just haven't been playing it just because I don't really like Pokemon anymore, and I don't like the direction that the series is going in. But to each their own.
Yeah, it was hard, like growing up watching it, and like as soon as they got to like a certain amount of generations, they started adding ones that like didn't. I think they sort of strayed from the original animal side of it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like here's a pile of literal garbage as like a Pokemon, and it's like okay.
Yeah.
Which to be fair, in Gen 1 there was a snake, like just a snake, and they're like, all right, call it a day. We're calling it Ekans, and we're good. But
I never played growing up. I would watch the TV. I watched the TV series.
oh, the anime, yeah. I mean, who hasn't, right?
Yeah, that was fun. Did you play Pokemon Go? Ever?
No, actually, I was only I was aware of it, but I just it just didn't interest me like what it was doing. So I don't know.
Sure.
But I do find it interesting because I remember there's like one tweet I saw once where someone said like the first week after Pokemon Go released in 2016 was like the closest we got to world peace, and I like wholeheartedly agree with that.
No, seriously though, because I mean, I just remember. I knew you were gonna do that. What I like about Link 2 is, and you're doing it, and Tristan does it to me all the time. I have such a bad habit of like.
Oh, punishing, yeah, out of Hitstun.
And
like that.
like as the perfect punish for that. No, I mean it was wild. It was so cool to see. I just remember you would be able to like look outside and just see people playing it all the time. It was pretty incredible. It really took the world
except for the part where people would like enter like people's businesses and be like, "Do you have a Snorlax here?" And it's like, "Go away."
This is a Wendy's.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. We have no Pokemon here. I do remember though during like the first month of. Oh wait, you weren't there, so I guess you had like so I guess you wouldn't know. But during the first month of my freshman year, they kind of like opened up a like an intramural sport of Pokemon Go, where I guess it was just like walking and like playing it at the same time, which I thought was an interesting premise, but I didn't play it, so I didn't really care. So it's whatever.
I'm pretty sure that at the school I went to, they did. I think maybe they had a club or something.
Dedicated
there
to
was
it?
not. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, oh.
Ooh.
Do you like shooters at all?
That. What do you mean?
Like shooter games.
I don't currently play any. I used to play like Call of Duty in high school,
Okay.
but not seriously. One of my really close friends.
Oh
in
my
high
god, that bomb
school-
saved me.
I know. Why is like so heavy?
No! Oh, I'm alive.
One of my close friends in high school played a lot. No.
Oh my god, I was not ready for that at all.
One of my close friends in high school played all the time, and I would play with him.
Okay.
But that was the only shooter game that I ever really played. What about you, Tristan?
I never really played, so, unless you count Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh my god.
No, I didn't really play that much. Yeah, I wasn't like but I did play a lot of zombies and stuff growing up. Just
Yeah.
hit the pool, box, sleep over, kind of those. And some Halo too, like, but only the first.
So the
I
reason...
was really.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, you're fine. I was going to talk about Animal Crossing, which is not a shooter game at all. Completely shooter game.
I mean, Tom Nook with how much rent he's charging me, it might as well be.
Yeah.
Well, I went DDD because I remember you said you wanted to face my DDD, but I guess I can just face Tristan as my DDD.
Tristan's got your DDD.
Uh,
I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. So the reason I brought up shooters is because I wanted to ask you two if you guys play, or at least I'm sure you've heard of it, but I wanted to know if you guys play Splatoon, because that and Fortnite are the only like shooters I play. So it's like I was gonna recommend Splatoon to her. So, but I was like, you know, Splatoon is fun, but it's definitely one of those games where like, oh, nice fairy, where it kind of like gets me vehemently angry because like it brings out my competitive nature, and I just don't like that. So I don't know.
Played that because I feel like that's a game where I've heard people play it and get so addicted to it because it's just that fun.
Oh my god, yeah, it's like it's not uncommon for like people to put like hundreds of hours into it. I mean, even myself, like I have, last I checked, I have like 450 total hours. So like, you know, it's a lot. But then again, it's a shooter and it can get me mad. So I take breaks when I can. That and the fact that like the update cycle has ended. So you know, I'm just kind of waiting for the next one at this point. Whenever that will be. Dang, I can't believe I used to main this character. He is fun though.
Beauty is like my. Yeah, I've had to get like decent at the matchup. It's like I kept getting beat down pretty bad.
Online or like or in person?
On.
Ah, okay. I'm surprised you guys even play online to begin with. Like online is such like a, it's like so toxic and like it's so unenjoyable because of how bad the connection can be. I'm just like really surprised you guys do it at all.
Nice. I gotta stop neutral here. Yeah, online's pretty rough. I'm just trying to.
The only way that I.
Yeah, trial by fire for sure.
But now you have
I feel
me
like-
to play with.
Yes, and you are challenging me.
as
Good way.
as iron sharpens iron, right?
Yeah.
I just wanna
No, it's,
I wanna pick up some other fighting games though. I mean, down the line, but not super intensely. It's kind of like,
yeah,
have you guys heard of Guilty Gear?
I haven't.
What about you, Tristan?
No.
So
What's that?
so it's a fighting game series, and the most recent one in the series is called Guilty Gear Strive, which came out in 2021. And before, I would have no interest in the series. Oh, he made it back. But in December 2023, they added a DLC character who she's been in the previous games before. Her name is Elfelt, and being that I'm such like a simp for fictional women, I was like, ooh, I like this character. I want to play this game series now. But the thing is, it's first and foremost on PlayStation consoles and Steam. But I try not to like, I don't like buying digital games. Like I'll buy like indie games, but like I prefer physical if I can. And so that and I just don't have enough space. Oh my god, that was nice. But then again, I just don't have enough space on my PC for it to begin with, and I'd rather just have like the physical like disc or whatever to play it on. But actually, a couple of days ago, they released a Switch version. However, it's not crossplay, which is unfortunate. And like, if it was crossplay, then I would have gotten it so I can play with my friends. But it's not, so I'm not. So, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that was likely to shield though, for sure. Looking guides and stuff, people say that Link's like Nair shield hooks a lot, but
I mean, it's also like a crazy good move. Like it like out prioritizes like a lot of things, which is weird because he's just sticking out his foot. He has the sword, for crying out loud.
He's just a guy.
He's literally just a guy. I haven't used this move in a bit.
grab it, it's like nice.
Oh no. That would have been
No.
mean. Yeah. The online special.
Sorry.
I like DDD's noises that he makes.
like this.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh my god.
That move is so strong.
Oh no! I meant to land on stage.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna play your DDD now.
Okay.
DDD. Or if you wanted to play Cloud, it's up to you.
I know you requested to play against my DDD, so I'll give you that
Okay.
experience.
Thank you.
Oh, so you missed it. I was talking to Tristan about the reason I was asking you guys about shooters is because I was going to mention that I play Splatoon, and I was gonna recommend it to you, just because I don't know how I don't know how you feel about shooters or like if you enjoy them at all. Period. But there's just a certain
do.
level of like the vibe and aesthetic of Splatoon is just very infectious, and the way you can like customize your character and your locker in Splatoon 3 is I think something that you might like appreciate.
Oh,
And,
definitely. Yeah.
and definitely like it is a game that like I play actively. Or I mean I'll definitely like play the next one when it comes out. So whenever, if you want, of course, at the end of the day it's your money, your time, and do what you want.
Yeah, I'll have to watch. I've never even seen any gameplay of it. I don't have any friends that play it. But yeah, I'll have to watch like a YouTube video because I'm not even like familiar like what the environment, like what the gameplay is like. I don't even know like what the objective is.
Right. Oh, hold on. Someone in chat actually joined, and they sent a message. They said, "Did you guys have the same college major?" I don't believe so. I was an English major. I don't know what major you were.
No, I was clinical counseling.
Oh.
My roommate was an English major.
Oh, I'm kind of curious to ask who your roommate was, but like I don't want to drop their name on the stream.
No, you're starts with an E.
That do you know how little that narrows it down?
A lot of E names.
But yeah, no. Wait, so clinical what again?
Clinical psychology.
Oh, so can you
So
tell
I-
so can you tell me what's wrong with my head?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Just please all right. Doctor, please tell me why I'm so anxious and everything is and I'm scared of everything and change. I think in the business
Yeah.
we call that trauma.
I have heard of that.
Did you have any other majors, or were you just like a sole clinical psychology major?
Yeah, just clinical counseling. I did really enjoy doing research as well. That was fun.
Okay. Oh, actually, wait. It just came to me. Your roommate. Was their last... did their last name start with an H and have 4 letters in it?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who it is. Cool. It was actually... I was actually thinking about that because, you know, now that we're like in greater communication because we play together, sometimes I think back to like when I guess basically I'm thinking to myself, how did you and I meet? I think it was through her, wasn't it? I can't recall.
No. I think that we met. I worked for the help desk at our college. And I think that is how I met you. I'm pretty sure.
Like the IT help desk, or?
Hmm?
Okay.
I'm like, I that's what I remember.
Okay.
And I feel like maybe my roommate was there one time, or like, or maybe at the library. I feel like somebody introduced us either in the library or while I was working, because
Us being you and me, or you and her?
no, like her introducing me to you.
Oh, okay. That definitely sounds right.
But my sophomore year, I also had an English major roommate, who's a year older than us.
I'll have to ask you about them later, just because, you know, like on one hand, it's like I'm just like, oh my god, we're like reminiscing about college and everything and having a good time, but I'm like, I also don't want to like name anyone for privacy.
I want to name drop, but yeah, I really can't remember. I just feel like it had to have been probably the library or the help desk, because I feel like that's how I met a lot of people at WAC that I like didn't normally run into, was just through the help desk.
Yeah.
And people have problems.
Which is, you know, it could be that, or it could also just be the fact that like maybe at the help desk and I just like randomly started talking to you, because do you remember like early this I'm dead. Oh, no punish. But like early this week I'm dead. Oh, I'm Snow. Yo, he's such a fatty. Thank you. Hail Mary. Early this week when we were sending each other those audio messages, I mentioned someone in mind. Do you remember who I mentioned?
Yes, and I do not know who they are.
Okay, that's fine. So she was someone in your class, but the reason I mentioned her is because, I mean, I don't know if you remember how I was in college. Oh, okay. Also, someone subscribed. I can't read the name, but thank you for subscribing. So the reason how me and this person met was because I believe she worked at the library front desk. It was either her or her roommate. And I don't know if you remember how I was in college, but I was, like, I had no social anxiety at all. Like, I would just go and talk to anyone. Do you remember that about me?
And that's why I think I met you through the help desk, because I just feel like that's how I did.
Yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
If you remember.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. I just, at the help desk, like, it was such an open space.
Right.
Like, you kind of had me. Like, everyone kind of felt obligated to, like, when you're just sitting there because of how open it was.
Right.
it's kind of similar vibe, like in the library too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, first person.
Yeah, man, I miss college. It was so much fun. I felt so alive.
I know college was fun.
And now I'm just old and tired and jaded.
Oh, that I don't know. You're not old.
I know, but like relatively speaking, which is I don't feel old because like especially in my job now, like like I said, I work in an office, and so a lot of my coworkers are like at least twice my age, or at least like 20 years older than me, and so they're all like adults, like well established into their lives, and so when I tell them like my age, they're like, "Oh, you're so young," and I'm like, you know what? Like, I wish I were, like, 20 again, but, I'm still relatively young. Like, I still have, God forbid something happens, which I hope it doesn't, I still have my whole life ahead of me. So, yeah, it's just, we're still young. We're just kind of aging, I guess you could say.
Yeah, definitely. Oh.
Do you have any, I guess, what can be described as, like, college regrets or, like, things you would have done differently if you could?
I wish when I transferred, so when I went to the first college that I attended, I like joined clubs, and like really kind of put myself out there,
Mm-hmm.
like meet people like besides like my roommate and like people in my classes and stuff.
Wait, so you're saying you did that or you wish you did?
No, I did do that
Oh,
my
okay,
freshman
okay.
year. And when I transferred, I already knew like a handful of people,
Okay.
and like I didn't really put myself out there to like meet people, like join any clubs, like didn't join like a sorority or anything like that. And I kind of wish that I had diversified my friend group.
Okay.
Once I had transferred,
Okay.
I feel like that was good.
Hmm.
How about you?
Before I answer, I will say I consider it a good thing that you didn't join a sorority because, like, wow, I'm paying to have friends. Goody, goody. You know what I mean? I mean,
And I was
it had its benefits, but
friends.
that's how I always felt.
Yeah, and like I think, I mean, you know how small it was
Yeah.
at the college, so like I was friends with like people in sororities and stuff, so I didn't really feel like I
Okay.
was missing thing,
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, how about you?
Yeah, so there are definitely a number of things that I kind of I don't want to that I kind of regret from college, but I think the primary one is, or the primary ones I should say, are I kind of wish, or I think I would like to, I would just not take it at, I wouldn't take it as seriously as I did, and I think I would and I think I would give myself permission to have fun more.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because, maybe because of my upbringing or the fact that I like worked my butt off in high school to get to school, but it, yeah, like I worked really hard, which is good, but I think like after a while, like it kind of felt like diminishing rewards in a way, if that makes sense.
What do you mean?
Actually, I don't really know what I meant by that, but I guess what I got burnt out. Like there wasn't a semester where I wasn't burnt out, and I never really let myself have fun. Like I never really like went to parties, even though I didn't really like going to parties, or would just kind of like spend time with friends more, or the town that our campus was attached to, I would have liked to have gone out more and done things or go to events or just take advantage of the fact that the town was right there. Because it was right there. There was like a lot to do in that town. Granted, it was in the middle of nowhere, so if you wanted to like have Chipotle or go to Walmart, you had to go to the next state. But
Right.
But it was still quaint and nice, and I think something that I would have liked to have done would have been spend Saturday mornings at like a nearby cafe, or like the cafe, or like one of the cafes in town, but instead, like, because I was so exhausted from the week, like, I would just sleep in and just kind of like do nothing, and you know, like, which is fine, but I just feel like I would have loved to have taken advantage of like everything that was to offer, and you know, being like, looking back at like your past and kind of thinking that way doesn't really, it's not really helping anyone. But you know, I try to live my life now with as little regrets as I can. But I think those things are definitely like something that I would have liked to have done differently, so to speak.
Yeah, that's completely fair. What about you, Tristan?
Regrets from college years,
Or things you would have liked to have done differently.
Yeah, I wish I went to college right out of high school. And went straight to a college that I knew I couldn't afford. Well, I didn't really know fully, but everybody around me was trying to signal me that we couldn't afford it, and my dad was just telling us that we could. I ended up going, but then like I couldn't afford tuition, so I had to like leave all my friends in Philly, go back to Maryland, and just work for a while. I stayed community college, but I think it probably would have been a more seamless experience if I just maybe waited a year and just worked for a little bit, and maybe just went to like Maryland or something, like in-state tuition. You know, that probably would have been better.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but it was fun, like dating Abby for much of her college experience. Because got to hang around your guys' school and make good friends there too.
Yeah.
Your guys' school is a good atmosphere.
I think so too. I actually had no idea you guys dated during like our college years. I thought you guys like met afterwards.
No, and Tristan and I actually we oh my god. He's so scared. We met in high school, so we've actually known each other, but we were just friends in high school. And didn't start dating until my sophomore year.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Yeah, a lot like the high school that we went to. A lot of the people ended up going to college that you guys went to as well. So.
Oh, really? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. A little world.
But yeah, it made it so like even before, like I was working in the town that you guys went to college in, but like outside of the context of like dating.
Yeah.
Abby, so yeah.
I was gonna say, like, you worked in town. Man, are you following her?
Yeah, I worked as an electrician there.
No Falco, but
Oh, that was so close. I'm dead.
Would you ever consider grad school?
Hell no. Hold on one second. I just gotta